3 is a scam, and you should not waste your money to buy it. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Womenly Hormones Gaming Channel. I know y'all haven't seen me in a while. I haven't been posting in a while, but we're not going to talk about that, okay? What we need to talk about is Little Nightmares 3. Little Nightmares 3 dropped today, and people are not happy. I went on Steam, and I looked up, you already know, I already looked up the reviews, and I'm like, oh, we got to talk about this. You already know me with the controversy shit, so we're going to be reacting to what the reviews are saying. I didn't read all the reviews, and let's just say that it's a 6 out of 10. Like, a 6 out of 10? That's insane. So we're going to read the comments, see what people are saying about the game. I'm so glad that I didn't spend $40 on the game. You got scammed for your money. Sorry to kick it to you, but let's get right into the video. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a little 1 minute, 30-second video, just in case if anyone that does come to this video, they know exactly what game I'm talking about. So
alright guys, that was Little Nightmares 3. That was a little preview. I'm not gonna lie, by looking at it, it doesn't seem that bad. But people are saying otherwise, so we're gonna get right into the comments. Oh, and by the way, Little Nightmares dropped yesterday on the 9th. I got confused because it dropped today for the Switch, and I was gonna get the game for the Switch, so my apologies, but let's just get right into these comments. Alright, so it's showing 938 reviews. It's crazy because this game literally dropped yesterday. Gosh, everybody's on it. Okay, so this was 6 hours ago. Someone said not recommended. If you are a fan of Little Nightmares 1 and 2, then I wouldn't recommend this game. Mind you, I'm a fan of 1 and 2, so I feel some type of way. The new developers completely missed the mark for what made Little Nightmares a good game. And this is all in caps, so they upset, okay? They upset. They said, first off, I can't stress this enough. This game is not worth the $40. Get it on sale. All of the cosmetics are locked behind paid DLC, and the secrets give you nothing. With as little spoilers as possible. This is a spooky nothing burger. Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. The art style mimics the first, and that is about the only thing they got right. The puzzles are for babies, taking no mental capacity to solve them at all. And the entire game feels like a walking simulator going left and right, with no mix up to the experience. Okay, I played 1 and 2, bro. I struggled. I fucking struggled. So I probably got a baby brain. Cause I struggled. And here's the thing. I don't play video games, especially puzzle games as much. So I can see where he's coming from with that, but I feel a little intimidated because, your girl had a hard time with 1 and 2. Okay? Alright. Where we at? Instead of coming up with original IDs, I don't even know, idols? I don't know if they was trying to, I don't know what they were trying to say. Most of the big spooky moments are pulled directly from 1 and 2 and just spiffed up with new coat of paint. There were literally rooms that were exactly the same from the first one, but with just different visuals. Lastly, where the first games excelled at environmental storytelling and giving you a world to try and piece together as you solved it, this game just feels like they threw things. Okay, they should have spelled through wrong. They spelled through wrong. They threw things at the wall in whatever order and thought, yup, that sure is spooky. Nothing melded together, nothing made sense, and the controls felt like they were somehow worse. Ooh. Me and a friend did the whole thing through, and by the end, we just wanted it to be over. Because there was nothing engaging, nothing to make you stop and go, what is this? If you really want to play it, wait for a heavy discount. Because this game feels like a cash grab. Ooh. Damn. Damn. 2,120 people found this review helpful. 30 people found this review funny. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. And there's 57 people that comment under this fucking shit. Someone said I haven't played it and don't plan to, but I agree with this or something. Well said. Very disappointed that this was 14 minutes ago. This was 4 minutes ago. Damn, niggas is on it. That this is the direction the franchise. Well said. Very disappointed that this is the direction the franchise is heading in. Having just finished a game with a friend of mine, simply can't agree with any of this. They said they don't agree. They don't agree. Played the demo at PAX and thought to myself, this is near identical to a lot of areas and enemies from 1 and 2. But this time it's carnival, I guess. I enjoyed the combat. They integrated into low and that was about it. Sometimes I'll give in to the cash grab if I love a franchise enough, but $40 is insane. Let alone all cosmetics locked behind the DLC. That was one of my favorite parts of 2 was finding all the hats. We got another not recommended review. Someone said this was today. Someone said I paid over $40 for this game and got only about 2 to 4 hours of gameplay. I was honestly shocked when I saw the credits roll. It felt a little like a scam. This was one of my worst anticipated titles of the year as well, which made the disappointment even worse. The story misses so many key points that made the original games great, and this game just doesn't capture that. Gameplay wasn't as smooth as the originals, although the combat was a fun addition. The art style took a big turn, focusing more on flashy visuals than the creepy, atmospheric style of the first game. The second game also leaned towards better graphics, but somehow managed to maintain a really creepy setting. Oh, damn. The single player experience was also disappointing. Teamwork with the AI felt clunky and slow, especially compared to the second game, where 6 felt much smarter and more like a real person. I can imagine this game being more fun playing with someone else, but the single player experience was poorly delivered. Overall, the game is short and visually impressive, though I wouldn't say as impressive as the first two, but it fails to deliver the atmosphere, story, and smooth gameplay that made the earlier titles great. Unless you're willing to pay over $40 for a 3 hour long game, I would really not recommend getting it. But I thought it was 6 hours. I thought it was a 6 hour game. Another not recommended review. Recommended. So someone was like, wouldn't recommend the game for chapter 6 with DLC that comes out next year. I'm 2 hours into and have half the game finished. Puzzle super simple, enemies boring designed in my opinion, and nearly for $40, not worth it. I'd rather stick to the earlier parts and wait till next year to play Reanimal, which is actually made by the developer of 1 and 2. Alright, so another not recommended. Oh my god. So edit. My mom retired. She looks forward to stuff like this as a way to spend time together. Aww. This was yesterday. I'm not going to play with a stranger. May sound odd, I meant. I'm not looking to play this with anyone else online. For the dimwit saying you can clearly see it states online co-op, or why didn't you research the game you brought? I'll be sure to watch every dev video, article, and pre-release gameplay video in the future. Thank you for changing my life. We just kept hearing about co-op, and I brought this to play on the couch with my mom. Lo and behold, there is no local co-op. Played for an hour and a half. There are so many mechanics related to companion. I'm not going to play with a stranger online. Okay. Okay. So they're saying they're not trying to play with the stranger. Okay, I get it. Playing with the mom, that's sweet. That's really sweet. And the co-op mechanics are absolutely cumbersome playing it solo. You can tell they even toned down encounters, and chase scenes are not existent to accommodate if you're playing with someone that's not too quick. Refunded. Just going to stick with Little Nightmares 2. Oh my god, if they add local co-op, I might rebuy. Oh my god, they asked it for a refund. Someone said recommended. Everyone asking for couch co-op. Reanimal is the game for you. I'm not gonna lie, Reanimal's on some other spooky shit. Okay, it's made by the original Little Nightmares team and has couch local co-op. It's the game that Little Nightmares 3 should have been. Wait, so why did you recommend it then? Okay. So someone did not recommend. They said my honest review. This shit better not be long. Oh, this shit is so long. People could talk for days. Alright, this is probably gonna be the last review. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna read one bad review and 2 more good reviews, okay? Alright, so it says my honest review. This game is one of the games where a maybe recommendation button will fit perfectly for, but I'm mostly leaning towards a no. I don't know what a maybe is. Good things first. Game is longer. Okay, so they're doing the pros and cons. Okay. Games is longer than both the first and second game. Most game textures do live up for they spell aesthetics all wrong. Oh my fucking god. Look how they spelled aesthetics. You know what's so crazy? Like, I literally had a hard time spelling aesthetics. But that's insane, because that's so embarrassing that you spell it that way. And yeah, hopefully nobody didn't come for him for that. But anyways, of the first Zelly, okay, you need to spell right. Of the first 2 games, the game can be fun multiplayer, but do have concerns if played solo. Now, the bad things about the game. Expensive as for a game, the price has been increased once again Okay, you need to, Zelly. I know this is off topic, but come on, Zelly. Come on. You making me sound like I'm illiterate. Like, come on. Shit. Okay. Um, increase one, I guess I say once, again, compared to the first two games. Okay. Expen I guess they was trying to spell exponentially. Exponentially. I don't know how to fucking say that word. Exponentially. Okay. Although the game has little to no bugs, a very big chunk of the rooms in the game feel pointless and empty with no purpose. Purpose. They spelled purpose all wrong. Because there's no collectibles in there or any Easter eggs. I haven't found no Easter eggs in 1 and 2. 1 and 2 creeps me out. I'm not gonna lie. It did. The look around mechanic is barely noticeable compared to the two first games. They're selling pre-order bonus skins as an add-on. The old game's rooms and creatures were based from phobias, whereas this new third game doesn't have anything like that going on. The new game is a lot less scary and a lot more child-friendly as I expected would happen. After all, Bandai Namco is the reason for the restrictions placed creativity-wise. The old Taser studio constantly pushed near the limit to how far they were allowed to create the game scary, whereas the new developers did not do that. The game feels quite boring most of the time because you don't know how to spell puzzle, are simple and very short. You spend a big chunk of time just walking around without anything happening. Also, there's no rewards for finishing the game, just a walking sim. I do appreciate the effort the new developers have made to build the new game, but this game felt like it was strayed too far away from its original audience of people who love horror elements, interesting lore. Even though the lore itself felt lacking when playing the game because it had little to none connections to the first games. Sure, there was one time you could hear the TV sounds from the second game and commercial from first gameplay in the background. And guess the kind of, excuse me, mask from the first game, but that's about it. My point is, I do not think the game is worth buying as it is yet because despite the game being a long game, it felt lacking on multiple elements, interactive ways, and the bosses didn't all that special or scary at all. The price is just way too high. You also don't get any rewards for progression in the game like cosmetic because they lock behind a paywall. Or unless in my case automatically unlock because I bought the deluxe edition on pre-order. I learned my lesson about never pre-ordering. I was a fool to assume this would be as good as the last two games. See, people are mad because they did the pre-order. I'm so glad that I didn't do good reviews, and then we're gonna end it. Alright, so someone said it's alright minus the amount of bugs. So someone said it's recommended. It's alright minus the amount of bugs I have encountered. Had to replay the entirety of chapter 3 due to getting soft locked because of a loading issue. My depth perception is also cooked. 7 out of 10. Damn. Another person recommended, they said I usually don't do serious reviews. Another long one? Okay, so we're definitely done after this. But all these negative reviews at the time of making this are so utterly brain dead and can be summed up by them being upset that somebody that wasn't Tarsier made this game. First things first, I would say that the game is a little overpriced. Okay, so this is like probably like my fifth review that I've read that said that the game is overpriced. I agree. I agree. And the fact that they locked the DLCs, come on. You paying $40. Someone paid like $100 to get the DLCs unlocked. You have to pay to get the DLCs unlocked. So you have to pay for the DLCs and you have to pay $40 for the game. Not worth it. Definitely not worth it. Not to the degree of it being a cash grab, but I certainly would prefer it if it were $10 cheaper. Second thing second, I do think Little Nightmares 2 is an overall better game, but that's because it's such an amazing game that they had no choice at topping it, in my opinion. But I do believe they at least come a little close, which is a great feat in of its own. Okay, I definitely agree. Little Nightmares 2 was good. Okay? That shit was good. Honestly, both of them, like the lore, I feel like the lore, they did their thing with the lore. I feel like with this one, Little Nightmares 3, the lore is not as sequenced. They're just random characters. Where 1 and 2, it finished it off. So that's the part that I like about it, is that they kept the same characters. They switched it up. They did the boy and then they did the girl. So like that I respect. Where with this one is a whole new lore and you're like, what's going on? Like where these people came from. You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely agree that they did good with actually both. But that's because it's such okay. I read that. I played this game with my friend and we had a blast. You know, second player is always going to be a bomb. I really like the story. The gameplay has probably some of the best the series has seen. And overall, I think it does Little Nightmares justice. Don't go into the game expecting it to be a continuation of 1 and 2. That's what I was saying just now. Like, I love the fact that there was a continuation. I can understand what they're saying. And it's saying it's treated more so as its own thing and you'll enjoy it way more. It's not perfect by any means, and for the ending, it's so sad. I implore you to give this game a fair chance and don't set crazy expectations for yourself. Otherwise, you'll always be disappointed no matter what. They give it an 8.5 out of 10. So after replaying the game in single player, I do feel the experience is a little bit less enjoyable since this game was definitely built with 2 people playing in mind. It's a little bit less enjoyable since this game was definitely built with 2 people playing in mind. Due to that, I think I'll put it down just an 8 out of 10, but I still really enjoyed the game regardless, and I'm still hopeful for the future of this series. Alright. Let's see what the comments say. Someone said 25 minutes ago, I've been thinking about that. Might do it soon. Someone, why they comment is, oh, it's flagged? Someone flagged it? Someone said the boss will feel more connected to the story if you listen to the audio series of Little Nightmares, The Sound of Little Nightmares. Someone was like, I am so happy someone said this. The game isn't Little Nightmares 1 and the game isn't Little Nightmares 1 and 2. People in the reviews are so disappointed, but I don't really understand. As soon as Tarzan backed down from the project, I thought, aw, the story is over. But another Little Nightmares game will be fun. No, they should have continued the fucking story. Even if it isn't about 6, yes, there are bugs with the second player, AI. The game just came out. It would be insane if it worked perfectly. Report the bugs and wait for a patch. Somebody else was like, I'm super enjoying the game so far, and the co-op is a huge change of pace. I love this game so much. Then the same person at the top said, I've exactly, and don't get me wrong, I'm extremely excited for Reanimal as well, and I even had mixed expectations going into the game, but I find I was pleasantly surprised. It's not a perfect game by any means, but I found it fun, and I have more hope for whatever the future of Little Nightmares might be. Okay, someone gave it a baby emoji. Thank you. It feels like I'm in a crazy town. People are taking flaws and blowing them up just because it's a new team and they're more excited for Reanimal. Yeah. Yeah. I got something in my eye. That was interesting. Like I don't know. I'm skeptical now on getting the game for $40. I'm honestly gonna wait for that discount. But I really want to play the game though because I'm not gonna lie, I definitely enjoyed Little Nightmares 1 and 2. But I do wish that I should say not do. I did wish that they would um continue the story. Like that would have been, oh my gosh. I feel like if they continued the lore, it would have been worth $40. Shit, that shit would have been like $80. I would have brought it. Because like I'm just that type of person. Like I love a good story. And I know I'm not the only one. But I'm still gonna get Little Nightmares. I'm probably just not gonna get it now. But I do want to play the game. I do. Because, we still got our Little Nightmares fans. You know what I'm saying? The community is huge. But if they was to continue the story, I feel like it definitely would have been worth the $40. Um and plus I want to play with my community as well on Discord. So we'll see what happens, honestly. If they have a huge discount, fuck it, we'll buy the discount. But let me know what your thoughts are based on like the reviews, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Is Little Nightmares an investment that you're going to, pursue? Or you're just gonna wait till they have like a huge discount? Or are you just not gonna buy it at all and just continue to keep playing 1 and 2 and just, have fun from there? I recommend playing the game because it's co-op, so you get to play with your friends, which makes the game probably a little bit more interesting. But you always have those people that are not going to be happy with the game. And I can understand because, you're spending your money on it and you expect something good out of it. But yeah, anyways, as far as that goes, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm not going to promise you guys another video. I'm not going to promise you guys, but I'm just, this right here motivated the fuck out of me. When I seen the comments, the reviews, I was like, yeah, we gotta do a video now. Okay. Um, but with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully you guys tune into the next video. Bye.